you feeling a little winter weary? I know I am, and it's totally normal to feel that way at the end of February. But a couple of weeks ago, one of my teammates on Storm Team 2 suggested a reason for why the winter blues may be hitting a little harder this year compared to years past. I looked into it for this week's Heather's Weather Wise. Winters here are long. There's no doubt about that, and that's one of the first things I learned when I first moved here. It's one thing to get a whole bunch of snow in a season, but it's another thing when you can get that snow anytime from Halloween until Mother's Day. The thing is, usually in any given season, there's at least a few days mixed in there that warm up a little bit and give us a break. Some call that break the January thaw, a sort of halftime for winter, although it certainly doesn't have to come in January. Just a couple of days or maybe even a week when temperatures are well above normal. Something to remind us that warmer days lie ahead. You know what we haven't had yet this season? Yep, that winter halftime break. Patrick said to me, it really hasn't been that cold yet this winter, but it also hasn't gotten warm at all. I looked into the data and he's not kidding. I've got a couple of ways of looking at this. First, look at the highest temperature for the Buffalo airport in January and February this year. It was 44 and 40 degrees respectively. That may not seem too bad, right? Well, the average peak temperature for those months over the past 20 years was in the 50s. 7 out of the past 20 Januaries have had at least one day in the 60s. Same thing goes for February. So clearly, we've missed out on some mental health weather kind of days. Here's another way to help break it down. I went week by week from January 3rd to February 20th and took the average high temperature. Notice the trend, pretty much down, 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 even as the amount of daylight went up, up, up. So we've got more daylight to be able to use, but colder weather to try to go and do it in. Unless, of course, you're a skier or a snowboarder or a snowmobiler or an ice fisher. For all of you guys, this winter has been several years in the waiting. And we know all of the physical and mental health experts are saying, go outside, it's good for you. So yeah, our winters are long and they're cold, but you know what, we're pretty lucky to get variable weather here in Western New York, so let's enjoy what we've got while we can. And if you prefer not to, just wait patiently. We know there's beautiful summer weather coming around the corner eventually. That's it for this week's Heather's Weather Wise. I'll see you next week with a new topic, but until then, remember, it's good to be a geek.